Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Age of Men, and we're here at Mount Doom. Yes, oh look at that, Mount Doom. Yeah, we've been here before in previous episodes. However, I felt like, you know what, the best way to lure Sauron out of hiding is probably to attempt to take Mount Doom itself. Obviously, lore-wise, not so much in, in terms of gameplay, but maybe he'll be around here somewhere. And now what we're going to do is, someone suggested a victory condition for us, which was to capture Sauron and indeed execute him. And I'm thinking, yes, okay, fine. That sounds like a good idea, because otherwise, what are we going to do otherwise, What are we going to do otherwise? Because from my perspective, we basically have Mordor on the run at this point. However, obviously they still have their leader. Yes, they still have their wonderful, wonderful leader. So it would be a very good idea if we could potentially try to do a little something with him and, well, separate his head from his shoulders, basically. I'm not sure if that's even possible, to be honest, considering. But yeah, I mean, lore-wise, you know what I mean. Anyway, point is, we will be able to hopefully find him soon enough, and we will obviously try to get our polearm skill to the next, I was going to say the next emanation. The next emanation. Do you remember that episode? Do you remember that episode? I don't know if you do. It's one of those episodes that has a lot of very interesting moments and a little bit of a couple of funny ones as well, obviously, and funny in a haha way, but also funny in a, well, a little bit of a classic, slightly cringe way, but they're still nice, they're still nice. And I'm talking about Star Trek Voyager, of course. Anyway, the point is, we are going to hopefully get to 250. I actually don't think we're going to get there, to be honest. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we do have some archers here. We have target acquired. Yes, here we go. Okay, this is going to be easy enough. Oh, alright. Okay, apparently not easy enough. I will switch to my bow now. Oh, really? Oh, wow, they're actually running away? Okay, I'm actually kind of surprised. Oh, nice headshot. Okay, that was good. Oh, nice. Okay, another nice headshot right there. I think that was probably a neck shot, to be honest, but yeah, I'll take it. Why not? Nice. And we're just basically trying to hit whatever we can at this point, because I don't really mind if we get headshots, even though headshots are going to give us much more skill, or they should do, at least. I think we're probably going to be absolutely fine here. I'm just going to speed things along a little bit. And, well, I mean, yeah, it's basically just the militia hilarity. Oh, hello! You have arrived! You have arrived to murder me. I'm gonna switch to my two-handed here just because I need the speed. I have a need for speed, and it is indeed right in my hands. Thank you. There we go. Thank you very much. Alright, let's switch to the glaive, do a little bit of skirmishing here. The shields, yes. There we go. Okay, are we actually going to make it? It's highly unlikely at this point, I'd say. We needed many, many more enemies if we were going to get to 250. But that's okay. I don't really mind too much. It is going to be... We are going to get there in the end, And that's actually something that we always have to bear in mind. Whenever we go into a situation, if we can gain a little bit of experience with our character, and I'm not even... Oh yeah, okay, apparently I have to retreat here. No more enemies to fight. So, yeah, anyway, as I was saying, basically, every single time we go into a situation, it doesn't really matter what it is. As long as our character gains experience in some way or another, that is literally all we need. That is literally all we need, because it doesn't matter whether we lose 50 troops, 100 troops, or lose the entire army. It is mostly always about leveling our own character. Because if we level our own character, and I'm talking about early on here, because so much so, nowadays, we don't really need that much experience, because obviously we're pretty high level at this point, but I'm talking about a little bit earlier on, Because when you're early on in the game, and your campaign is, you know, kind of like, I don't know what, 20%, 25% of the way through, you really want to make sure that your character is leveling up at a decent pace so that you can continue to be a threat to the opponent as you obviously enter into higher level battles. There are going to be those moments, if you're playing a standard character build, where you just think to yourself, oh wow, I really wish I was able to, you know, destroy these enemies here. I really wish I was able to just completely murder every single person in this area. And then most of the time, you're probably maybe going to be able to do it, but that's only if you've been doing a good job in regards to leveling up your combat skills. Really makes a big difference. Okay, yeah, so these guys are actually, for some reason, they are voting for me. I don't exactly know why they're voting for me here. Yes, Theodred's Hold. I'm going to give this away straight away. I really do not want this. No offense, no offense. It's not something that I really particularly, you know, want to take care of or anything like that, and, well, hopefully someone else will do a better job than I will. Vote for the new owner of Mount Doom. It will not be me, thank you very much. Let's give it to this guy. No, 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 are you serious? Oh, come on now. It went to me still, even though... Oh, well, never mind. I guess I should have done it a different way, but yes, this is also the reason why... Yeah, the AI is sometimes a little bit weird when it comes to this kind of thing, but yeah, thankfully we can give it to someone else, and I'm immediately just going to give it to this guy. He has barely anything, so we want to try to make sure that he's doing a good job there. Now, a lot of the AI vassals, they do tend to be congregating around the villages, and they don't actually tend to be doing much. I'm not entirely sure, because these guys, as you can see, they have the Witch King himself, as well as, obviously, Throgarsh. You know, them just kind of standing here, idling at these villages, a little bit weird. Not entirely sure if they're just kind of ignoring me. It feels to me like they're ignoring me. Oh, Sauron is actually inside here. All right. Okay, our victory condition has shown itself. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes, this is going to be a bit of an issue. So, we have a garrison problem. Yes, I probably should have retreated, shouldn't I? Yes, I probably should have retreated a little bit while I was in the siege, or at the very least before I was engaged upon by some of the enemy here. But maybe, you know what, maybe we're going to do okay. Maybe we'll do alright. I am a little bit worried. Let's just say that. Let's just spread these guys out a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look-see here. Right. Okay, so let's do this and this. We're going to put these guys... We're just going to put them in square, I think. Put them in square both times. Let's just spread these guys out a little... Can I actually spread them out a little bit more? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So, we're just going to do this. We'll take our cavalry, tell them to follow me, even though that's not particularly... it's not really going to make that much difference. Let's tell these guys to go over here. Oh, Rock. Hello. Alright, well, Rock is obviously fantastic. Let's actually just go over here. I'm literally just going to move every single person over here. The enemy is going to attack us. They are literally going to be right on top of us in no time at all. They really badly need to. If they don't, they're going to have some big issues. Okay, nice damage. Nice damage. Oh, there we go. There we go. Can we get a little bit more? A little bit more range? A little bit more range? I should probably use my polearm here, to be honest, all things considered, but I kind of feel like I need a bit of extra damage. And obviously, because we have maxed out... Okay, yeah, I'm just going to tell these guys to charge. Tell the infantry to charge. Need to get stuck in there. Need to get stuck in there as much as possible. Here we go. Nice. Nice. More damage. Don't block me with your shields. Hopefully. The question is, should I actually tell my guys to charge in? I'm actually unsure whether that's a good idea, to be honest, at this point. Because if we actually tell them to hold position here in a square formation, they would technically do very, very well. Sauron is here, unfortunately, and as you can see, he is actually inflicting a lot of damage I'm a bit worried about where he actually is. I can't tell where he is. Oh, my horse is dead. I'm assuming he's right here. He's very close by, I assume. That must be the case, right? It may very well be the case that I need to retreat. You know what? You know, okay, I'm gonna do that. I need to run away though, because otherwise we're gonna have some issues. I really wish this guy would just leave me alone. Thank you very much. Okay, now we can retreat. I am actually gonna have to try to get away here, because this is not gonna work. We will not be able to achieve victory here. This is extremely unlikely, as you can see. So yeah, we're gonna have to try to get away. Unfortunately, we do have only 58 in tactics, which is absolutely terrible. It's okay that we actually lose some people here. It doesn't really matter that badly, and we can only kind of hope. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a problem here. Okay, yes, so okay, thankfully SAURON didn't actually join us this time, because he was actually part of the garrison, of course. Okay, so now this is going to be potentially problematic. 226. How many trolls do they have? They don't have that many. Okay, that's very interesting. All right, well, we're going to be going in here then. We're going to be going in here. You know what? I really wish we had 275 in medicine skill already. But unfortunately, we only have 248. Yes, it would be nice if we could get a little bit more of that, wouldn't it? Okay, so same battlefield. Completely same battlefield. What we're going to do is going to move over here immediately. And we're going to go over to the rock. I think what we're going to do is going to change our strategy a little bit. I should have probably remained in square formation, in my opinion. I feel like that was probably a pretty big mistake on my part. I feel like playing defensively in a situation where the opponent is playing offensively, instead of being offense versus offense, it would be, you know, our defensive, yeah, basically unstoppable object versus immovable. Yeah, you know what I mean. Unstoppable, what is it? Unstoppable force versus immovable object or something like that? Yeah, that's it. Generally, I feel like that probably would have made more sense. I feel like that would have been better, but oh well. It doesn't really matter too much right now. We made our decisions, and I will stand by them, of course. And let's see, this should be pretty easy for us to deal with as well. These fellows are literally not going to be able to do too much to us. I'm going to switch to my polearm here as well, because the polearm is going to be a little bit lengthier, which is definitely going to make a big difference, or at least I hope so. And we're also going to be able to get some decent skill points, maybe. I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't leveled up to 250 already, considering I am actually getting quite a few kills here, but yeah, unfortunate. There we go. Oh, okay, we made it, Okay, so let's just move these guys here, and we're just going to have them fight together as much as possible. And I'm just going to come over here and murder these guys. We do have a lot of Black Uruk archers, or marksmen, and they are probably a little bit dangerous, or at least I think so. They might seem a little bit dangerous, so I'm not entirely sure if that's a good idea to sort of let them live, as it were. But yes, as you can see, we're fighting in a square formation right now, and look at what's happening. We are losing basically no one. I feel like, yeah, that previous fight, I feel like we would have been able to do a lot more damage if I had just stuck with my initial strategy, which I think was probably going to pay. I think it was probably going to pay very, very nicely for us. Unfortunately, we are, well, a little bit susceptible to the urge of charge. You know, there is a certain allure to the strategy of literally just charging in, because obviously you do get to see a lot of extra kills and everything, and it's always a lot more fun to be offensive, obviously, than it is to sort of just stand there. But, you know, victory is more fun than anything else. Oh, wait a minute. Are we actually... We're losing a lot of people right now. Let's tell our people to charge in now. Maybe that's going to make a big difference, because we've obviously been defensive for quite some time. Maybe switching up the strategy is going to make a big difference to the opponent. They're probably going to be a little bit shocked by this. Are we actually losing people due to the archers? Doesn't seem like it. So me coming in here, not really going to make that much difference. I don't really want to die if I can help it. but I have a bad feeling that I will probably die. Throgash is getting so many kills. Where is he, by the way? Because for some reason I can never find these heroes. I'm not sure why. Let's just kill these archers. Kill the archers. All of them. There we go. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. I don't even know how effective these fellows actually are, but I'm assuming quite dramatic. Yeah, I think we'll be okay now. Throgash? Where is he? I don't actually know. Did he get eliminated already? No, he's still alive. Is he on a horse? Oh no, there he is. I see him. He's running away. How dare you, sir? Oh wow, he has... Whoa, there you go. We took him down, I probably should have actually killed him with my polearm, to be honest, because if I wanted to get a huge amount of experience, that would have been the way to go. Oh well, never mind. I mean, you know, you always see things after the fact, and yeah, well, this time around, we did actually pretty nicely, I feel. We eliminated a pretty strong vassal, and indeed, we now have a little bit of catching up to do. So what I'm going to have to go for here is, yeah, there he is. Yeah. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do a little bit of recruiting. Thankfully, we do have a handful of thieves in the area, which will allow us to do that very, very easily, which I am very pleased about, of course. So we will be able to do that in just a moment. We're going to gain a lot of those Sylvan levies, unfortunately. These fellows are probably not going to... Yeah, as you can see, they're not even going to bother like attacking us or anything like that. So we don't really have too much to worry about. And I can indeed also probably go straight into the village here. And as you can see... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, as you can see, we have the culture. Yes, the culture of our people has allowed us to do this. No, okay, apparently these villages have not switched their culture. I know for a fact, I think that the town has changed, hasn't it? I think the town's culture has changed. Yes, as you can see, they already have the elves available. And as you can see, boom, instantaneous army right there, basically. So we now have another handful of people. Yeah, so we have... Oh, yeah, we've got mixed units now coming in from the villages here, which is not exactly great, but, you know, that's how it goes. Let's go to Minas Morgul and actually, you know, recruit a couple of people from there. Yeah, so what's actually happening up here? Oh, hello. Apparently this guy is doing a lot of conquering. He does seem to be attacking this now, which I think is pretty good. But yeah, there seems to be some fighting up here too. I'm not entirely sure who's there, because I can't see that, but I'm going to assume someone's definitely going to be up there, of course. And let's actually just sell a bunch of stuff, and we'll get our recruits, and then we'll make our way back to the front line. Oh, now look at what we have here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is going to be a little bit weird. We're also going to be going for counterweight here. Now, for me personally, funnily enough, I actually think that counterweight is actually not even a bad perk. Usually, I'm going to say whether I feel like a perk is terrible or trash or whatever. And generally, most of the higher level perks that you get at 250... you'd be surprised to say, well, basically, you'd be surprised that they're mostly all kind of terrible. I mean, I'm looking at smithing specifically when referring to this. But yes, anyway, point is, counterweight's pretty good, and we're probably going to be taking that. Obviously, if you're thrusting with your polearm, then you probably want to take sharp on the tip. But yes, counterweight is what I'm going to be taking. And then we're probably going to go for, should we go for some more roguery skill? Yeah, I guess we could go for some more roguery skill. Maybe tactics would have been good to go for as well, but I think roguery skill... you know what? I'm going to do tactics. And, yeah, smithing, by the way, boom, sharpened edge, sharpened tip, both of these, absolutely waste of space, perks, completely, utterly useless. 2% damage, really. Just, come on now. That's just absolutely terrible. Anyway, the Witch King himself has decided to come here and is attempting to attack us. We will murder him. Whoa, okay, wait a minute. What do we have here? This is absolutely insane. We've got Leoric's team right here, which is actually crazy. He has 98 cavalry, and we are now in command of them. And they, well, mostly he has Warg Riders, which is actually quite funny considering the fact that we're obviously I mean, we're basically elves, but he's not technically an elf, I guess, so I guess it doesn't really matter too much for him, but the fact is, obviously that's not going to happen in future versions of the mod. Yeah, we're not going to have, you know, good characters running around with, you know, that kind of unit. Anyway, let's, this is a bit strange, actually. You know what? Okay, let's actually do something. Let's go like so. Let's put these guys like this, put these guys like this into a square formation. We're going to get them around the side here. We're just going to get these guys to come around here. And maybe what we can do is we could try to go for a little bit of a flanking action. Funnily enough, obviously, I am having these guys follow me. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, this actually might be very, very good. Maybe. I don't know. I'm slightly doubting it right now, to be honest. But let's actually just go through here with our cavalry. Let's tell these guys to charge in, and these guys can come over here. Shall we just tell them to charge too? I don't really like doing that. I feel like that is not particularly good. We needed the infantry, the enemy's infantry, to charge in here, but they seem to be a little bit passive. And generally, I don't really want to waste an opportunity because the enemy isn't doing what we want them to do, you know what I mean? So I feel like we should probably just go ahead and do our own thing, try to maximize the amount of damage that we can do versus their forces. That's going to be the way to go, you know? That's going to be the way to go. I mean, look at how much damage we're already doing here. Going to tell my cavalry to charge now as well. Might as well do that. I mean, come on. Not really going to be able to do anything here that is better than this, I think. And indeed, look at this. I mean, the amount of damage we're doing is fantastic. Xorberax getting a couple of kills too. I like seeing that. Thank you very much. Let's try to get a little bit of polearm skill here. Unfortunately, the Witch King himself, I think, actually does have medicine skill. I think he must have medicine skill because the enemy is taking quite a bit more damage. But I could be wrong. I don't know. It feels to me like they are taking more damage, but maybe that's just because I am using the polearm, obviously. Once we get to 275 in polearms, the polearm we're using will probably one-shot most enemies, just purely because you do get the Way of the Spear, or whatever it's called. You know, the maximum level thing that just increases your speed, damage, etc. And that really makes a huge difference. It's actually quite staggering how much of a difference it makes, considering it is just a flat percentage. A little bit of a boring perk, unfortunately, but it does make you much, much more damaging, and I like that. You know, that's obviously fun, because the more damage... Oh, hello, Mr. Witch King. Mr. Witch King, hello there. A couple of words, Mr. Witch King, for the Daily Bugle. No, never mind, he's going away. He's going away from there. Oh well, never mind. Maybe we'll get the opportunity to slash at him. Yes. The funny thing is, he's probably got amazing armor. Yes, he does, as you can quite clearly tell. I could barely do any damage to him right there. Yeah, I am actually doing 0 damage almost. I'm doing probably like, what, 2, 3, 4 damage? Glancing blows most of the time. His armor is exceptional. I will go for a thrust, though. Oh, yeah. See? That's what I'm talking about. I went for the thrust, and it paid off absolutely huge, which we very much like. That's obviously one of the big advantages of actually being relatively decent at thrusting. Because, obviously, if you know, that's the thing. If you practice and you get your stamina up, you never know when you're going to need to last a lot longer than you might expect. Obviously, here's the thing, right? This was easily super nice, in and out, instant kill. He didn't have a very good time. We obviously did kind of, even though it was a little bit too fast for my liking. But he was probably low in HP anyway, you know? That's it. He was probably too low HP, so we couldn't really do much about that. Anyway, there you go. That is it. That is a victory against the Witch King. And I will be taking them prisoner, of course. Oh, hello. Okay, those guys got rescued a little bit there. And let's actually just take a quick look and see if there's anything here that we really want to rescue. No. There doesn't seem to be. Okay. Now, I did have something happen just a moment ago. I was actually in the siege. I was attempting to besiege Barad-dûr. And, yeah, it actually crashed. actually crashed while I was doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save, because I have to be a little bit careful about this. I do want to make sure that we actually have our progression, you know, completely locked in here. And yeah, we're going to see if I highly doubt SAURON is going to come along here. I mean, he's not in the garrison this time. There's the mouth of SAURON. Oh, hello. Oh, is that another crash? Yep, there we go. Okay, yeah, that is another crash. Okay, so apparently there's a crash to do with Baradur's siege or something like that. I'm going to assume there is a crash to do with that. I'll be right back. Now, what is going on here? Look at this! Thranduil has decided to give 4th Bron to us. I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I do have Orthanc nearby, but that's obviously not exactly, I don't know, it's not that close. Anyway, what do we have here? Ah, yes, okay, Metallurgy is exactly what we're going to be taking. Yes, that is 100% what we're going to be taking. Improved Tools is actually really good, in my opinion, because it does provide you with that plus 20% siege camp preparation speed, which does make it a lot easier for you to do those sort of fast blitz attacks, go straight on in without building anything. But obviously, for me personally right now, I'd like to have the plus 5 armor to all equipped armor pieces of troops in your formation. This is insanely good for, well, all kinds of defensive purposes. And yeah, it's just really, really nice. You're also going to be having a 30% chance to remove negative modifiers on looted items. This is actually a perk that I have very rarely seen or indeed taken, just because I don't usually level up engineering skill myself. Usually it's a companion or something like that that does it. Anyway, we're going to be going straight on in here. This is Saragost. I remember Saragost from the Shadow of War games, and as far as I'm aware, it's a frozen area, or at least it was, I think, in Shadow of War. I could be wrong. You know, it's, as I said, it's been like what, 7-8 years? I think 8 years since I played the games. So yeah, it's a little bit of time. A little bit of time's passed. But now look at what we have. We have this ability, right? We have Metallurgy, which now allows plus 5 armor to every single armor piece that our people have. And that is exceptionally good in my opinion. So we are now going to be moving in. Let's do a little bit of a square formation, like I said, and we're gonna just go straight on in. We'll try to level up our polearm skill some more. And we do have some. You know what? Let's get a couple of kills, shall we? Let's get a couple of kills with this. Nice headshot. Nice headshot. Oh, hello. What? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Get out of there. I'm actually gonna just do a little bit of damage with the two-handed for the moment, just because I want to get these guys. Out the way as fast as possible. There we go. Come on up. Yes, there we are. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now let's move these guys back, because what we want to do is we never ever want to get ourselves in the bottleneck. We want the opponent to be in the bottleneck. We want them to be out of position. We never really want to allow us to be in a, you know, poor strategic location, whatever. And we are otherwise going to tell them to charge now. Let's tell our guys to charge. Make sure that we are being as aggressive as we can be. These fellows are actually looking extremely dangerous. Black Numenorian Marshals. Alright, okay. Hello. They've got some extremely good shields. Wow, okay. Very, very impressive. Okay, so let's tell them to get back into a square formation right now. I'm basically just doing this just so that we can... There we go. Let's move them over here now. Just doing this so that we can maintain formation as much as possible. We really do want to do that. Now we can hopefully get inside. Once we get inside, I'm going to switch to the polearm. There we go. Let's do this. Good damage. Good damage. Nice, nice, nice. And bear in mind, I could potentially make a polearm that is going to be a lot better than what we have. That is a possibility. I'm not sure if we can make something that good though, because I haven't really gotten a huge amount of polearm hearts. So that's obviously a bit of an issue in itself, but we should be okay, I guess. Okay, let's tell these guys to charge in once again. As you can see, because of the fact that we're switching between these two, we are literally having such a small amount of casualties. We are having the ability to completely just switch on a dime. We can literally just go, okay, offense, boom, and we just murder everyone in the area. And then as soon as we want to be more defensive, we can just switch like that. Very, very fast. And indeed, that is... I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a victory. Hello. Wow, you're taking a long time to die, sir. Oh, that's Xorberax. That's Xorberax. Oh, look at that. That is very cool. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, some of the Uruk vassals and things like that we've actually seen are from Shadow of War. I could be wrong about that, by the way. So don't, yeah, as I say, don't quote me on that. Anything to do with Shadow of War, when it comes to specifics like that, I'm probably not going to remember that accurately, but I have a feeling I remember the name Xorberax. Do I? I don't know. I think I do remember that. I remember a couple of others. So yeah, I think that's actually really, really cool that they've, if I am indeed correct, I think that is actually really cool that they've put those people in here. Because, let's face it, Shadow of War is, I mean, as I said in the previous episode, I personally feel like it is amazing. Probably one of my favorite games, just purely because it has that feel. You know? It has the feel. The feel of, well, grandeur. You know? It's like, yes, this is a big quest. This is a big quest we're on, and the RPG of it is also very, very strong. In other words, when you first start the game, you're, you know, pretty weak. You know, you're pretty weak. You don't really have that much. Your abilities are very basic, despite being still very, very fun to use. And then as time goes on, you just get more and more and more and more stuff. And you unlock a variety of ways that you can traverse the environment, that you can interact with things, like for example being able to obviously dominate creatures. You can obviously then end up riding them, and the same thing with enemy units as well. So we're going to obviously retreat from here. No more enemies on the battlefield, and we will be doing an auto-resolve. Yes, indeed. There we are. That is it. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, so there we go. Overseer Xorberax, I am going to be taking you prisoner, sir. There we have it. Okay, so we've now taken Saragosse. So this is going to be a pretty big deal because obviously this is kind of one of their biggest, well, I mean, according to the prosperity, it is apparently not one of the biggest, but obviously I couldn't take Barad-dûr because, well, yeah, crash issues, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, as we know, it is early in development, so it will be fixed in due time. All right, so we've taken that. Now, this is what we are currently looking at in regards to Mordor itself. I'm obviously not really going to be... I don't think I'm going to be capturing every single thing. I am mostly looking for Sauron right now, and I'm trying to draw him out of the woodwork as best as I can. Oh, no, it's me again. Okay, I'm just going to give it to this guy then, I guess. Yeah, I don't really want to get this 100% of the time. Forthbrand is now under siege. Yes, this is exactly the reason why I didn't really want to have ownership, because I am so far away, it is absolutely impossible for me to even consider anything like that. And I've just seen that Sauron, as you can see, has just won the tournament at Thaurband, and we're actually going to be going over there, and we're going to see if we can maybe intercept him. Alright, so it is us versus Sauron, and this is going to be, well, this is going to be pretty interesting because I have never ever seen, as far as I'm aware, him be eliminated. I don't think I've ever seen that, because the last time we fought him, I couldn't find him on the battlefield. So, there he is. I see him. Did you see him? It's the helmet. There he is. Boom. I hit him. Didn't do much. It would be cool if we could personally eliminate him, to be honest. Oh, no, 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 no. Hello, hello, hello. No, yeah, you saw that damage, right? Yep. No, that is way too damaging. Thank you very much. So we're going to do a little bit of something here. I'm going to just try to stay alive as best as I can. It's going to be very, very tricky to eliminate him, in my opinion. I did hit him very nicely the first time, but then obviously he got his own back on us, which is very dangerous. Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure how much HP does he even have. I wouldn't know. I kind of don't want to tell my... I don't want to tell my cavalry to just stand there. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing right now, but yeah. Anyway, let's move my forces over here. I'm not even gonna... Should I put them into... You know what? I will put them into a square formation, even though they are going to probably end up charging relatively quickly, because we are in a situation where we outnumber the opponent. There he is. Oh, no. That was so close. That was so close. Almost died there. His mace is extremely whoa, it just carries so hard. Really dangerous. Okay, here we go. Gonna tell everyone to charge. I'm just gonna tell everyone to charge here. The enemy does appear to be a little bit nervous. They are not really moving with confidence right now. The question is, where is Sauron? I cannot see him. And the thing is... Oh, there he is. The thing is, I know for a fact... Yeah. Okay, good damage? I don't know. I don't know whether I did good damage, but... it felt like a decent hit. There he is. I'm going to try to get him, if I can. Okay, so far we are not doing particularly well. I mean, we're doing well in regards to obviously our overall victory. However, Sauron himself is very much impervious to our efforts, potentially. Still, for some reason, I cannot find him for the life of me. I think maybe he... Maybe he needs to be bigger. Does he? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure lore-wise. I mean, like, you know, from the movies, obviously, if you were to look at the films, he's very large in that, as far as I remember. But let's actually just see. Where is he? Can we see him? Because he's going to be on the outskirts somewhere, I assume. Because otherwise he'd be getting loads of kills. Is he dead? No, he is not dead. I'm assuming he's probably going to be running away at some point. Ah, he has been eliminated. All right. Yeah, so he does obviously have the ability to be killed, and we've seen that. So there you go. That is indeed a victory for us, and I am going to be taking him prisoner and indeed executing him as well. And that is obviously our shall we say, made-up victory condition. And I think we're pretty good. Yeah, I think we're pretty good right here. And I think I can probably just speed. And there it is. That's it. Look at that. Okay, very nice. I'm actually wondering, am I going to be able to get the armor if I execute him? I mean, I don't have that mod that allows us to get that. No, there we go. All right, we're just going to get him. And we also have huge amounts of level ups, of course, as well. But we don't really need to worry about that too much. You know, we've leveled up relatively nicely as it is. And we can now do a little bit of something here. Let's get some Sylvan Sentinels. And there we have it. Okay, so first of all, let me actually just save real quick, because I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen if we execute him. I don't know whether we're going to get some kind of weird crash or whatever. But yes, here he is. All right, execute. Boom. There it is. Nice. Okay, so yeah, we didn't get anything, but we did gain the devious trait. Yes, we did gain the devious trait, and there it is. All right, so that is indeed it. I think we're probably done. What do you think? What do you think? We're probably done with the Elven playthrough here, and well, next on the ticket is probably going to be. I'm going to assume Gondor. I'm going to assume Gondor. I feel like that is probably going to be the way to go here. I think that sounds like the most fun. Otherwise, yeah, thank you very much for joining me on this journey. We're going to be switching on over to Gondor, I guess. And I will be attempting to get access to the most up-to-date version of the mod as well. So we're not going to be playing on the same version that we're playing right here. We're going to be playing on the version that has all the changes and all the improvements and all that wonderful stuff. So anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.